I just find you very attractive.
Yeah, I find you very attractive too.
And there was a time where I did not.
Same.
Same. The same would have literally broken me. 93,000 likes.
Feel different down there after birth.
Yeah, actually.
Stop, please. Just please, just stop. Just stop having these conversations. They don't help anybody. They're not helping anything. Your wife's just given birth and you have a new son in the world and all you can think about is that your careers are on the wayside and how angry you are about it. No, that's not extremely valid. That's extremely f***ed up. We're gathered here once again to discuss more people who piss me off on the internet. And today's topic is a very popular internet couple named Matt and Abby. Now these two, I feel like I cannot escape them. Their clips pop up on my TikTok constantly. They're all over Instagram Reels. They're all over YouTube. They actually have 7 million subscribers here on YouTube. They've got 5 million over on TikTok. And they also have a very successful podcast that they've recently started called the Unplanned Podcast. So what's interesting is they actually used to be a very beloved couple. Okay, this is a relatively new thing where people are like, wait a minute, there's something seriously wrong here, okay? Recently, they've been going viral for all the wrong reasons with very divisive, polarizing clips where they're talking to each other and people are starting to think, oh, this couple that I thought was like the perfect in-love couple is maybe not what I thought it was. They used to be a very successful family vlogging channel back at when that was like really popular. It's obviously people are moving away from that, which they have as well, luckily. So I do commend them for that. They have started to take their children off the internet, which is the right call in my opinion, and they've stopped exploiting them in the way that they used to. So they used to be really popular for like telling my friends I'm pregnant, you know, pregnancy videos, gender reveal, family content. The reason why people were so interested is because they were married young. So they met when they were like 13 and 14, and then they got engaged by 19, married by 20, and then they already have 2 kids. So they're like 24 and 25 or something like that, but super young, and people liked that. At one point, they were like the North Star for young love, which is crazy. Once you see what the clips I'm about to show you, it's crazy that that was even a thing, because it's like there's just so many there's so many problems. But they've stopped showing their kids. So then when they did that, they sort of transitioned over to, okay, well, we're going to stop doing this so much and we're going to start doing our podcast, which of course, you know, everybody's got to have a podcast. So they do weekly videos. They almost have 700,000 subscribers, which is obviously a lot. They get a lot of video views and they get a lot of impressions off their TikToks and stuff like that. Matt has also started his own music career. Okay. He's trying things. He's trying new things. Maybe not for everybody, but okay. So let me show you what they kind of got popular for.
Matt, holy crap.
It's gonna be alright, honey.
It's just getting darker.
It's gonna be okay.
I'm pregnant.
That's a good thing. It's
Matt, are you
okay.
happy?
Yes, of course.
Okay, but 5 months old.
I know. I know, that's definitely not, that wasn't the plan.
I thought for sure that was not going to be positive.
Yeah.
I had a beer.
It's gonna be alright.
And I went on all those rides.
You didn't know.
I don't even believe that. Like, I feel like that's wrong. I wasn't ready. I feel like I'm not ready. I know this is going to be okay, but I just think that this was not my plan at all. Oh my God.
This was a viral clip because they had a baby and then 5 months later she was already pregnant, which typically, you know, doctors say, not ideal. Maybe not a great step forward for women's health. The response to this video was actually very positive because they're like, wow, who wouldn't want a husband that is so sweet? I mean, he is so attentive to her. He is just so supportive. I mean, they got hate for it because it's like, you're really not supposed to get pregnant that soon. But he came off kind of smelling like roses, right?
I think I'm being mean.
You're not being mean. It's okay. You're just on some medicine right now.
Matt, the white pillow, please.
Okay, right here.
You're mad at me.
I'm not mad at you.
Okay, what are you doing right there? You
You
need
want me
to
to
be
grab
right
your...
there.
I'm trying to hold the white pillow, but I'll just...
It's not gonna go anywhere, Matt.
You want me to pull this down for you or no?
Don't touch anything without
Okay.
talking to me first.
Okay. What else can we...
Yeah, do that.
Okay, anything else I can do
Please
for...
don't be upset with me.
I'm not upset
I'm
with
not
you.
being so nice, huh? I don't want to be this way. I
That's
want to
okay.
be nice.
I know. Here's your Diet Coke.
I didn't want that.
What do you want?
Junior baking show.
Want me to play it for you?
Yes, please.
Okay. Here's your remote. So move this closer to
I'm
you.
gonna say please more.
So this is another example of a video that went really super viral and people are like, oh my God, Matt is just the best guy. He is so attentive and he is such a sweetheart. Whoever raised him right. Well, people, this is a very stark reminder that the things you see on the internet may not always be what they seem. And it also, you have to think about like, okay, well, who sets up a video like this? Like while their wife is coming off anesthesia, he knows he's being recorded. So obviously he's going to act sweet in the video when he knows that he's being recorded because he's the one that set up the camera. So a lot of it is like this very contrived exterior, but you have to understand, like people used to eat that up, and people still to an extent, they do eat that up. They're like, oh my God, like I love this. But the truth is, and this is going to be kind of a reoccurring theme, the bar is truly on the floor for men. If this is the kind of content that women are like, oh my God, he's like, oh my God, it's like, he should be doing this. Like, you're kidding me, right? These were so popular, and they were like, this is why this is the best couple ever. I love these two. They're so real. They're raw, sweet. They're in love. They're young. They're doing it right. But they found themselves in controversy soon after.
TikTokers Matt and Abby are getting some backlash for a recent video Matt posted where he said they have a traditional household where she cleans and takes care of the baby most of the time, and he wanted to surprise her by cleaning for once, and everyone is roasting him in the comments.
Don't be fooled by me picking up my house because I'm not typically the one that does it. And don't be fooled by me taking care of my son because most of the time my wife does that too. Abby really wanted to go to the gym tonight, so I'm on Griffin duty, and I wanted to surprise her with a clean house when she got home. In our relationship, we naturally take on more traditional marital roles, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
So this video has been deleted. It got a lot of backlash. And here's some of the comments. Taking care of my son? Nah, my wife does that. Hello? 23,000 likes. He wanted a gold sticker and praise so bad for this. 12,000 likes. Even if he had a full-time job and 3 hours of free time, he chose to be a father and he needs to help regardless, LMAO. But don't they have the exact same job? Influencers? Yeah. This is where people started to think, okay, what's going on? And I truly believe this. You are free to have whatever kind of roles you want to have. If you want to do traditional roles, that is all true. Go for it if that's what you love. And that's what works for you. Go for it. But it was him acting like he did her a favor by taking care of their son that they both had a hand in creating and taking care of their house, saying, oh, well, my wife's usually the one that does that, and my wife's usually the one that cleans the house. You guys have the same exact job. You're home all day, every day. If you're doing traditional roles, then your wife doesn't work at all, but your wife works full-time on social media, as do you. So that's not traditional family roles. It's just not. When people say that they're in these like traditional relationships, but it's like benefiting the guy only, I don't know, it comes across as sort of manipulative in my opinion. Like a traditional family role, she doesn't work at all, okay? But she does. So you're already not in traditional family roles and you're YouTubers, so nothing about that is traditional. Sorry, your life's just not traditional. It's just not. And then to say like these are traditional family roles is my wife takes care of my son. Since when do fathers not take care of their sons? You can have a fully traditional family dynamic and still come home and take care of your son, which you should want to do. Don't be fooled by me taking care of my son. Literally means I do not take care of my son. Does he not realize this or care? ? I don't like his energy whatsoever. He seems narcissistic. Uh-oh, there's the word that totally fits. I pay to keep my wife home full time and I still do a ton of daily cleaning and daily parenting. Exactly. Okay, let's see what they have to say.
Some of you are projecting your personal frustrations and it shows. Now, I rarely make videos about this because it's a waste of my time, and I don't need people on the internet to tell me who I am, who my husband is, and how our relationship is.
This is the most offensive video and hostile and passive-aggressive video I've seen ever. I mean, she's so pissed, and I love that because you know that the truth hurts.
We know what kind of people we are, and other people are allowed to be wrong about us. Plus, the positive voices far outweigh the negative voices.
Yeah, this video was actually made in 2022, and I'm sure at the time they did have a lot of positive voices, but the tide has certainly shifted, as you will see. They do not get anywhere near the positive amount of comments that they used to.
Sometimes it's nice to remember that I don't always have to be silent and just accept the hateful lies people say about us. So here we go. In our relationship, we have different roles. I can almost hear some people gasping right now.
I need to go back. I'm not really sure what she's referring to here with the hateful lies. I think that she's super pressed because I think a video went viral or something. And I think that this, like I said, was since it was 2022, I think this is their first foray into like true, genuine criticism and probably hate. And I think that's why she's absolutely so pressed right now in this video.
But in my opinion, that's one of the things that makes our marriage a partnership rather than two individuals cohabitating. We consider one another's interests and strengths and allocate tasks accordingly. We both take work tasks and we both take household tasks. But I do tend to take on more of the cleaning and taking care of our baby.
This doesn't make any sense because taking care of your son should never be a task that only one of you does and that he's not that good at. This is why people were absolutely pissed, and I feel like she's failing to realize that, but whatever.
That's what I enjoy and what I'm good at. Heaven forbid I'm a woman in 2022 that actually enjoys those tasks.
Your husband didn't say, oh, my wife does the dishes and I do the trash and I do everything else. He said, my wife usually takes care of my son. I don't usually do that. My wife takes care of my son. Girl, get serious with yourself.
My husband is pretty much responsible for the bulk of the business tasks, financial responsibilities, cars, insurance, and so on.
I hate when people say stupid shit like this. Well, my husband handles the financial and the business responsibilities and he does the bills. How long do bills take? And how many people have it on autopay? How long does car insurance take to set up? You do it once. You don't need to do it again. How long does that stuff take, right? And then you put it on autopay. Especially these two who have unlimited amounts of money. What does he do exactly once those things are done? The problem with taking care of your son and doing the dishes is that this is an everyday thing, sweetheart.
I don't want to do those things, and I'm not good at those things. However, that's not to say that we never cross over into one another's territories when one of us is feeling overwhelmed. Matt definitely does tasks around the house.
Okay, then name one thing that he does. Okay, I love when people say he does so much and then can't even name one single thing that he does around the house. Just name one thing. That's it. Throw a couple examples out there for us. Very interesting.
And thanks to the nature of our work, he is the most involved father. He's literally such a good dad that it's ridiculous I'm even saying that. And if you're saying otherwise, then you haven't spent a second with our family. Don't make me a victim when I certainly am not one. That's insulting to me.
I just still can't get over how mad she is in this video. And by the way, I'm doing these voiceovers because they tried to copyright claim me, so I'm just breaking up the clips now and over explaining things. But if you're wondering why this is happening. But anyway, just remember that she says that she doesn't want to be a victim for the duration of this video. It becomes a very ironic statement and it does not age well.
And to the people that stitched the video, I doubt you're married and you certainly don't have children. Because if you did, then you'd realize that a healthy marriage requires teamwork. And on a team, not everyone can play the same position. And I also hope you can get viewership on your own without dragging other people's name through the mud. It's just not a good way to build an online platform.
How many of you guys are married and have kids and thought that that video was complete hogwash? Okay, be so fucking serious for a second. Girl, he publicly said, don't be fooled. I don't usually take care of my kid or clean the house. Yikes. Yeah. Didn't he say in the video that he doesn't usually clean or take care of his child? So if the house is dirty, he will sit in the mess until you clean? Probably. That's how these people work. No, it's the fact that he acts like he was doing you a favor. It's the defensiveness, LOL. He obviously made that video in order to get praise because he's used to getting praise, guys. He films, himself doing things like helping her off anesthesia and helping her work through something emotionally. He films himself doing these things, okay? So he set this camera up thinking he was going to get praised for what he was doing. And then when that didn't happen, then they go into everybody else's so nobody gets us. Obviously, you're not a parent. Obviously, you're crazy. Totally see you on this, but on the flip side, paying bills is a once a month thing. Car troubles consist a couple times a year. Household work, and they're probably saying it is every day. That's what I was saying too. No, it's the fact that he acts like he was doing you a favor. Yep. Am I missing something? Aren't both of you content creators full time? Like, in what way does that follow traditional roles if she is working too? Exactly. 3,000 likes. Well, obviously he's not good at his task if his water bill went unpaid for 6 months. Financial responsibilities. Didn't he forget to pay the water bill for like 6 months? Don't be fooled by me taking care of my son was genuinely an insane line. Him not paying a bill for a year says he ain't good at that either. She's like, sorry, idiots, but my husband is so good at those things and I'm not. Okay, is he?
Apparently our water got shut off because we haven't paid our bill in 7 months.
What are you doing?
Dude, I thought it was on auto pay. I thought for sure.
You have to set up auto pay for it to be on auto pay.
I was pretty sure that I set it up on auto pay and it just didn't work.
No, Matt, you haven't made a single payment. There's no way that you set up auto pay. You know what? I really just thought recently, I was like, man, how nice is it that I have a husband? I don't have to do anything. Like, I don't have to worry about bills. No, I do.
Hey, this
why
one.
am I sitting back relaxing We have not paid for water.
He doesn't even know how to pay the bills because he didn't pay them. So a lot of people commented on this as well and said, what's really annoying about this is that it also cost her peace of mind in this situation of, well, do I have to now do this myself because my husband failed to do it? The hot button word is weaponized incompetence. And I think this is a great example of that, you know? I think that this is a great example of guys who, once again, bar on the floor. He has to do one thing. That's why there's a lot of disgruntled women out there these days. Let's be real. So now we finally arrive at the clip that has recently gone viral and got them in a lot of hot water. So let's listen to why they've decided why they're not celebrating Father's Day.
Decided as a family that we are not celebrating Father's Day this year.
Father's Day, it's always in June, and it's like always around.
Last year was June 18th, which is Matt's birthday. So
yes.
He had Father's Day and his birthday on the same day. And
so sad.
I will say,
Are you kidding me? Damn it. Poor guy. Oh my God, that is so sad.
I did kind of combine the holidays.
You did combine the two of them. It's okay though. I mean, you were pregnant, you were uncomfortable, you were
We
close.
just gotten back from our baby moon that day.
So she was pregnant. By the judge of it, probably, pretty far along when this happened.
I got you a cake from DQ.
I guess we had just gotten
had our
home.
family over and grilled.
Well, I grilled, but I know a lot of dads grill on their birthday. Yeah. But yeah, we had Father's Day.
And I grew your child.
You did grow my child.
All day, every day.
But like Father's Day and my birthday were the same exact day.
Yeah,
and it kind of was a bummer.
I'm going to be honest with you, I failed you. I'm
hey,
so sorry.
But you know what? This year, we're boycotting Father's Day for the month of June and celebrating it 3 months after my birthday.
He had to grill on his birthday and on Father's Day. Oh, Lord. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay. This is f***ed up. No, Abby, you fucked up. It's crazy. Here's what people commented. We decided means Matt threw a fit. Is Matt a baby? Who still cares about birthdays at that age? Yeah. Why do you care anymore? You have kids and it's Father's Day. Like, isn't that the gift? Is Matt 5? Laughing emoji. I failed you. I'm so sorry. And he didn't correct her. She did not fail him. Yeah, you know what? I think that's one of the scariest parts of this clip. She goes, I failed you. I'm so sorry. And he goes, you know what? Yeah, you did. Like, are you serious? You're kidding. You did not fail him, girl. Literally get up off the floor, please. Pick yourself up off of the floor now. I would love to know what Matt does for Abby on her birthday and Mother's Day. Yeah. What bothers me about Matt and Abby is that they have a huge platform. They are such a toxic couple. They are not happy together. I hate imagining young couples looking up to them. 43,000 likes. And I feel like this comment right here summarizes my thoughts exactly on this couple, but don't worry, we're gonna get into more of it. But it's like, this is toxic. People are like, they're so real. I love that they talk about this stuff online. Like, they don't try to showcase like that they're so in love and try to pretend, but it's like, maybe they should. Her saying I failed you and him agreeing is crazy. He's such a baby. Oh my God. Yeah. Somebody posted and said, I cannot believe this man is real. You're 26 years old. My problem with Matt and Abby's Father's Day thing is that he didn't reassure her that she tried her best. My dad's birthday is on Christmas and he acknowledges my mom's effort to celebrate it. There is nothing wrong with them boycotting it till later. It's just weird, the lack of appreciation, at least according to the clip. But what do you guys think? I think the other thing that sort of is unsettling to me as well is that she was pregnant with his child. She still managed to get you something. Still managed to have people over. I mean, do you know how exhausting it is to have people over and to host people at your house and do like grilling and have like a birthday and like run out to DQ? And it takes a lot of effort, especially when you're pregnant. I mean, hello. And I haven't even been pregnant, I know.
The whole Matt and Abby thing about Father's Day has really, I've been thinking so much about it because my daughter is due on Father's Day, on June 16th this year. What happens if like she gets married and her birthday lands on Father's Day and like she's a mom, she just had Mother's Day the month before? What kind of man do I want her to marry?
And this, by the way, is a mother. So this kind of takes me back to like when Abby was so defensive in that clip and saying, well, obviously you're not a parent and you're not married if you're saying these things. And it's like, this woman is married and I think she said she has like 5 kids or something like that. Even she's questioning. I don't want my daughter to marry somebody who would say these things and act like this. It is concerning that there's men out there that even would think like this. It's like a total red flag.
I'd like to grill. Why are you complaining that you had to grill on Father's Day?
That one doesn't make any sense to me either. I'm like, grilling is just, I mean, I even love to grill.
That's like a dad thing. Can you imagine hearing your father wham, wham, wham complain about oh, my birthday and Father's Day were on the same day, and so they got combined. It's like, grow up, Dad.
When I get annoyed with my boyfriend for something small and then remember he's not Matt from Matt and Abby, like, what do you mean silent treatment after giving birth to your child? Matt stays embarrassing his wife every time he opens his mouth. The silent treatment thing, with big wide eye emoji. I need a full story on the silent treatment comments. The silent treatment thing, I need to see what you're talking about. I can't find out what you're talking about. I'll show you what the silent treatment thing is. Get ready for the wildest clip. I can't believe this is still on the internet.
Can I be honest with you for a second?
What?
You know how I was like really quiet the first day after the birth?
Yeah.
I think like, look, I don't get like emotional like you, but I think that was like my version of baby blues in a way.
Yeah.
Which I feel like I still don't quite understand what the term baby blues means, but I think I was.
You'll never understand, honey.
I won't, and I won't understand.
You don't have hormones coursing through your body, going through major fluctuations and changes because you just gave birth. To even try to draw a connection between actual baby blues that women experience because of their hormone fluctuations and postpartum depression, and try to draw a comparison between yourself and that and the way you're feeling is crazy. I would be irate. And I am actually, in fact.
But I think I was having this like realization moment of, okay, like my life just changed big time. And for a little bit, I was like, wow, like all my career goals have to go to the wayside. And I just kind of I was kind of frustrated a little bit.
I could tell.
And I just kind of shut down and didn't say anything. Like I was just like quiet.
Yeah, that was hard for me.
Because I wasn't going to like talk to you about it because I didn't want to like bring you down. But then by me not saying anything, I think that brought you down.
Well, you were bringing me down because you weren't talking to me.
It's true. I kind of was being, I'd
Here's
been
the thing.
quiet.
Your experience is extremely valid. You're allowed to like.
Oh, no, it's actually not. Sorry, sweetheart. Your wife's just given birth and you have a new son in the world and all you can think about is that your careers are on the wayside and how angry you are about it. No, that's not extremely valid. That's extremely f***ed up. This is why I say putting like this on the internet and having these conversations out loud and saying, oh, that's super valid. Are you f***ing out of your mind? Do not perpetuate this kind of stuff to your audience whatsoever. Your young impressionable viewers who are maybe not in a relationship yet. This is toxic. This is narcissistic. This is not okay. Holy sh**.
You have to go through a transition too.
Yeah.
It was just hard because I was having such high needs at that point that weren't getting met. And I think it was causing frustration between the two of us.
And it was hard too because like for me, knowing that you can't, other than obviously you need to feed Augie and you know, we can do formula, but like you were, you know, wanting to do breastfeeding. And so like, it felt like I was doing like everything for Augie. And so I'm like, here I am, like I have all these like big goals and big dreams and I have to put them to the wayside. And I'm like, I'm stuck here. And I was kind of mad.
Yeah.
And that just lasted for like a day.
It lasted like 2 days.
You think it lasted 2 days?
For sure.
Did it last into the second day? Maybe it did last for the second day.
Okay, I'm just going to spell it out for you in case you're not understanding. Had a C-section. Okay, which major surgery. Okay, and you know, traumatic, I would say, and also extremely life-changing, and you need your partner for that. Okay, you have a brand new son in the world and you have a lot of like, once again, your hormones are going absolutely insane. It's like the most heightened, intense moment, right? Even I know this and I don't even have kids. And he didn't speak to her, icing her out, giving her the silent treatment for at a minimum 2 days when she needed him the most. You're putting this online and your son's gonna see this one day. I would have to go to therapy.
But then it went away.
Right now?
Yeah. But I also think that like it hits you in that moment because you feel like your life is over and you feel like you can't do anything else. Because in that moment,
the moment felt earth shattering.
Well, because I think when you have a new kid coming into the world, that time right then is the most intense
it will ever be.
It continues to get easier.
Reality isn't even reality at that point.
Yes, it gets easier and easier because you figure out their schedule and you figure out their needs and you figure out their like how they operate, because Augie operates completely different than Griffin did, and so we're figuring it out, and it continues to get easier. And I've realized my life isn't over, and I'm already getting, you know, little pockets of time to myself. Not a lot, but like more.
Well, it's important.
Remember, this is the guy that says he doesn't even take care of his own son. This is the biggest, giantest, most red flag that's ever been flagged and flown in the sky. Literally. What is going on here? This clip makes me so furious.
And
Yeah.
I think that
He thought his life was over when he had a kid. He thought his life was over when he had a kid. That was his first thought. Just keep that in mind.
communication is super, super important in the
Yeah.
first week or two of your newborn's life.
Yeah.
Communication's super important. They weren't communicating. He refused to speak to her.
Yeah.
Once we got from the hospital, it was a whole different ballgame, and we actually hit, I think, the lowest point of our entire marriage.
Okay. Are we going to talk about that on here?
Not in detail, but
Okay.
I feel like it's good for other people to know that.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
I see all these comments where it's like, "Oh my gosh, you guys are like perfect," and like all
Yeah.
these things, and I think that is weighty on me sometimes. Where I'm like,
Yeah.
y'all,
Because your husband and you designed it that way. You film videos together where they're super contrived and he's basking in this validation that people are giving him about he's the best husband in the world. It's like, you designed this.
we
Yeah.
are messy.
Yeah.
And I'm crying because I'm hormonal, but also because, like, trust me, like, for the sake of our marriage, we're not gonna, like, hash out details of
Yeah.
like the ugly parts of it. But I want you to know that, like,
Yeah.
if you're looking at us and thinking like, man, I just wish like I could be just like Matt and Abby, because they are a fairy tale, like they have everything for you. It's like, no, you guys, like, it was ugly.
Yeah.
Why, after when you have a baby, like the most exciting and amazing human experience, is it ugly and messy? Very concerning that this is the things that they're saying. And that they're saying, guys, like, don't worry if this is you too. It's like, no, it shouldn't be like that. I'm sorry. It should not be like that. It should not.
We still haven't talked about it together, so it's like it's not
Yeah.
appropriate to talk about it on a podcast. But I think that we can
What the fuck you mean you haven't talked about it?
just like let you know that, people, why do people say newborn bliss or newborn bubble or things like that? It
Oh, because it's blissful. Yeah. Because it's not normal what you guys are doing. You're in a toxic relationship.
wasn't bliss. I love our son
not at
so
all.
much,
I
but
think
like
last
things were
night-
hard. So I'm saying all of this to the postpartum woman that feels so alone right now.
Yeah.
Because even me,
Feel so alone. Your husband's right there. His job is to act like the best husband in the world for social media.
like I felt really alone the past
Mm-hmm.
few days at times.
Yeah.
And I've done this before.
Him? Yeah. Yeah.
And I have an amazing support system. So, like, let me be like a virtual support system from like one mom to another, that like, I know you feel alone right now. I know it feels hard, but it gets so much better. And
After that video, people started to realize there may be trouble in paradise. All right. I mean, obviously, there had been a couple videos at this point where people go, no. So he posted this one to their Matt and Abby TikTok account. And let's take a look at that. This got a lot of backlash as well.
Didn't have the best time at the hospital. My wife was ready to leave the same day she gave birth, but the hospital staff said that the minimum stay for a C-section was 48 hours. It put our marriage to the test. It wasn't the hospital staff. They were great. We were just sleep deprived, and my wife was dealing with the intense hormone change that happens postpartum. But worst of all, there was breastfeeding, which really caused us to butt heads. It was really important to my wife that she breastfed our baby, but it was really important to me that our baby got fed. There were long stretches of time where my wife tried super hard to breastfeed, but her milk hadn't come in yet and our baby refused to latch. He would scream and cry, and the tension in the room got extremely elevated. I offered to give our baby formula until my wife's milk came in, but she saw this as a direct attack. My wife was doing what she thought was best for our baby, and so was I.
Why is he hashing this out in a video? I mean, he's exploiting their marriage woes for cash. That's what's happening here. Because why does anyone need to know this? This is just absolutely diabolical.
I did my best to pack up our stuff as quickly as possible. I was ready to get home because I hadn't showered in 2 days and wanted to sleep in my own bed. And then we made our way home, where our family was waiting to surprise us.
I'd have a meltdown if my husband didn't understand newborns only need drops of colostrum. And my family was at my house 48 hours postpartum. Yeah, I don't think I'd want my family friggin' hanging out at my house like right when I get home. I'd want to go home and be like by myself. That's just me though, but maybe she does want them because obviously he's not talking to her. 40,000 likes, by the way. My family surprising me home from the hospital would be my worst nightmare. Almost 60,000 likes. Baby's tummy is the size of a cherry when they are born. They don't need a lot, which is why moms don't release milk right away. 23,000 likes. So yeah, it's like, obviously you have to respect what she wants. She's a mom and she's got motherly instincts. She's not even the first time she's been a mom. What is seriously wrong with you? The problem with this video as well is like, he's acting like she was trying to starve their baby, when that's obviously not the case. He's like trying to get people to be like, see guys, like I was just trying to make sure our baby was fed. It's almost like he's looking to the internet to help them like hash out things, as the same way like a marriage therapist or like a counselor would help, you know, try to get them to be like, okay, who's right or who's wrong. It's like, that's what this feels like to me. And it's highly problematic.
We officially started marriage counseling. It's happening. We do a weekly session. It's all virtual, all online. I wish we would have started it sooner. I've heard people out there say like, oh, we never fight. I think you're lying if you say that, first of all. But also people have different definitions of what a fight means.
Yeah.
When I say fight, I mean like verbally, like get heated. So maybe someone yells, you know, that has happened to us before. But yeah, I mean like the thing is. Once or twice.
The way she says, once or twice. You guys, the writing's on the wall.
I don't care how perfect your marriage is. I think you could benefit from counseling because there's things that will get on your nerves about your partner. It's going to happen.
You don't have to be like close to divorce to start counseling.
No.
It bothers me because when they say, oh, we started marriage counseling and we're so open and honest and blah, blah, we talk about being in therapy and blah, blah. Like people like that just like irritate me, especially when they then go on to promote, you know, problematic online therapy sponsors, such as, you know, the one that they promoted here. I've had problems with this company sending me legal documents. These companies are highly problematic for a reason, and it just feels very contrived when people are talking about things that they probably shouldn't be revealing to the public, that people don't really need to know about the fact that they started marriage counseling and things like that. It seems very clickbaity. And then also when you're, you know, in the same world where you're actively promoting online therapy advertisements, I think that it's gross. Personally. So that's just me. I don't know about you. The way she looks at him, like, why are you saying all of this in the beginning? Almost 20,000 likes. Why is this too personal? Every time I come across it, I feel like I shouldn't be here. These feel like private conversations, LOL. Like I said, exploiting marriage problems and toxic marriage traits and conversations for cash. That's what it is. The way she said once or twice says it all. And I'd like to also say that they've went from exploiting their children and like doing family vlogging and stuff, and they needed something new to exploit. So then they started exploiting their own marriage. That's kind of what it is. We get into disagreements, but in 3 years of marriage, we have never yelled or raised our voice at each other. Oof. Somebody said, someone check on Abby. Abby, wear purple in the next video if you need help. Obviously, the veil has been lifted and the glass is broken and people are starting to see this relationship for what it is. And it's gotten so bad that people are like, oh my God, can somebody please check on her? She's not innocent either, obviously, but people have been posting and getting a lot of likes on just commenting on the relationship. So it says, I can't believe you decided to celebrate Father's Day and my birthday together despite carrying my child. We fight all the time and go to couples therapy, but divorce is not an option. I would not drop off my kids' homework. They can fail. It's a consequence. There was a point I didn't find you attractive. 43,000 likes on this. And it says, someone please explain. Like people are just horrified by the things that these two are saying to each other. I feel uncomfortable. Like I'm sitting in the room while they passive aggressively talk to each other. This marriage is doomed. Abby is categorically unhappy. Abby, please run. They talk over each other a lot. When I'm sad that I'm single, but then I remember I don't have to deal with a man like Matt from Matt and Abby.
And then the comments start coming. You guys are going to get a divorce and you're already in this stressful environment. Like, how did you handle that?
Don't read the comments, honestly.
Yeah, we don't read the comments.
Yeah.
I will say, like, I know that is a common comment. Like, just, I can't wait for the divorce episode. Or I'm like, I know that there's a divorce episode coming. I'm like, wow, the confidence you feel. Love that for you. I wish I could feel that confident about something I know nothing about.
She gets so pressed. It's like kind of funny to see her like actually get so chapped about this because people are commenting that because of what you post. Like, you know that you control what you post, right? Based on what you post, people say what they feel and they share their opinion. And you have money because of those people. Obviously, people are starting to say things, but it also has come to my attention that these two, I think because they got married so young, have a lot of problems, which, you know, not every relationship where you get married young has problems, but I think because they've only ever been with each other, it has caused sort of almost like an unhealthy obsession with what would my life be like if I didn't end up with you? It manifests itself in a lot of insecurity, I think, on both of their ends. It's a lot of weird questioning. It's a lot of toxic behavior that they exhibit toward one another because they've only been with each other. Here's an example of that.
Is really interested in kissing other women. Honestly, this is something I've been thinking too. I'm like, the more that Matt has gotten older and only kissed me, the more curious you've gotten about it.
I'm curious what that would have been like if I would have kissed somebody before you. Have you thought about that? Like,
James.
What? No, I guess I have the curious thought of like back in the day, what would have that been like?
Oh, well, that's fine, but like currently interested.
I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say no. Just say no. He has been throwing so many red flags. Abby, you deserve better. I'm gonna say no is him literally admitting that he wants to. I'm gonna say no is a yes.
Can I actually talk about this? I'm not saying it's positive or negative. This is just something that happens when you get married really young. But I do feel like I kind of have an identity crisis sometimes.
Me too.
Where I'm like, who in the world would I be had I not gotten married so young? Like, what would my preferences be? What would my hobbies be? Because you have shaped me at a time in my life where I was like changing so much. We both were changing so much and we were together. So we changed each other and like formed each other as adults. What would I do with my adult life if it wasn't for you? Like, you've changed my food habits. You've changed my, like I said, my hobbies. My career has been shaped by you. Where I live, like the state I live in.
I'm sorry, but that's not normal. Even if you get married young, you can find yourself. Like, I think it's definitely a red flag if you feel like you've never been able to veer outside of, oh, this is what my husband likes to do, so I do it too. No one should ever shape every part of your life. They should not. You need independence in your life. You need to have hobbies that are outside of what your partner likes to do. You need to have things that are only for you. And it's a problem that you would say this and he's like, yeah, I did.
Sometimes I like have crazy moments where I'm like, what in the world would I be?
Like I said, this kind of feeds into the obsession of like being single. They do videos where it's like, I became a single dad for 36 hours. Like, what? Solo parenting for 36 hours. Another video that they did. What are we talking about here?
I'm a mom of 2 under 2, and for the next 36 hours, I am solo parenting. Matt is gone recording music in Nashville, which leaves me to take
Not the music in Nashville, please.
care of our 2 kids by myself. Okay, technically my parents live with us, but I told them specifically for this challenge that they're not allowed to help me. Here are my objectives.
Brush my teeth, breastfeed, make breakfast, play outside, clean, get the boys to nap, get dressed, make lunch, leave the house. Leave the house is on today's mission. What? Work out, make dinner, change diapers, put kids to bed, take a shower, pick up Matt from the airport. I'd also like to point out that they got a lot of backlash for this as well because this is people's everyday life and this is people's reality and you made it into a YouTube challenge. A little out of touch, I think. It was just stupid. It also kind of feeds into this like, why are you always pretending to be single? I don't get that. This leads me to my next question, which is, do these two even like each other? There's so many other questionable clips that I see and this is one of them.
We wouldn't have met when we did. I don't think we would have gotten married. And like the timing plays such a big role into all of it. And the reality is you can be compatible with like with multiple people in the world. Like if Abby would have grown up in...
You mean I'm not your soulmate?
I just don't believe in soulmates. Like
Yeah.
I believe that if you're born in a certain part of the world, you're going to marry someone in that part of the world.
Yeah.
Or if you're born there and then you travel to some other country, then maybe you're likely to marry someone there. But
I think it's more romantic that we're not soulmates and that we are both willing to still choose each other despite everything else.
I don't have words for like this mentality. You know, even if you think these things, why say them out loud?
like marriage takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
And
Here we go
there's
again.
just no getting around that. And there's no person that's
Choose your hard.
Choose your hard. There's no person that's like your soulmate that's just going to like everyth's gonna be perfect with.
I just find you very attractive.
Yeah, I find you very attractive too.
And there was a time where I did not.
Same.
Isn't that so funny how our brain can do that though?
Yes.
Same. The same would have literally broken me. 93,000 likes. These are the thoughts we keep to ourselves and not say out loud. 61,000 likes. I legitimately just froze. What purpose does this serve to have this conversation online? It's hurtful. You know, and a lot of these clips that you're about to see, they're just hurtful. And they're not conversations that a healthy relationship is having. I'm not asking my husband, hey, did you think I was ever ugly at one point? But I would feel really upset about, oh, you thought I was ugly at one point? You thought I was unattractive? Even if you think that, which hopefully you don't think that. Oh, that's not 43,000 likes. Same is crazy, 20,000 likes. Same would have sent me into a spiral. His same was so exciting. LMAO. Diabolical.
I just find you very attractive.
Yeah, I find you very attractive too.
And
There was a time where I did not.
Same.
Isn't that so funny how our brain can do that, though?
Yes.
It's so crazy. And that's also why you shouldn't marry someone.
This next clip is absolutely disturbing and disgusting, in my opinion. So POV, your wife is on hard drugs after giving birth.
I feel amazing. I feel lighter than air. I also feel skin.
You feel skin?
I just want to thank not only God, but Jesus.
It literally just ripped your abs
on
open.
hard drugs.
You just lost 8 pounds, 14 ounces in a matter of minutes. Do you feel like you cheated?
I feel like I did cheat, but I don't think we should say that on the internet.
If I just gave birth, which by the way, C-section is birth. This is why this clip really irritates me and disturbs me, because there's so much judgment around people that have C-sections. There's a lot of puritanical rhetoric around you need to have a natural birth or you're invalid or something, or you didn't actually give birth and you cheated birth. Like this whole narrative, it's just disgusting and toxic to even spread this kind of talk and stuff like that. It's an extremely traumatic and intensive surgery. I mean, the recovery time is much longer than if you have a natural birth. If my husband said to me after I had just been through that, do you feel like you cheated? I would cry and I wouldn't stop crying, and I would have a lifelong resentment towards him that would never go away. I would never forget that moment that he had said that to me. Ever. That is one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard somebody say to their wife, the mother of their children, no less, who carried them for 9 months and brought them into this world. And by the way, I think she had a C-section because last time she had a very traumatic birth. And he says this. Oh, and he doubles down, by the way, because he says it again.
It felt like we cheated birth.
It was crazy.
So with this one, it felt like we cheated because we just like walked into the hospital, walked into this room, boom, you're open and here's our kid. It was just like so quick. I was like, there's no way this is happening right now.
Feel different down there after birth.
Yeah, actually. I feel like it goes back, but it doesn't go back to exactly how it was
we
before.
talked about this the other day, and I was kind of surprised to hear you say that because you'd never told me until I asked you.
I always heard, oh, it goes back to normal, but it doesn't go back to exactly the way it was before.
So, maybe I shouldn't go into too much detail.
We can say whatever.
You still like it after?
I still like it, of course.
You like it as much?
I would say so.
Stop, please. Just stop. Just stop having these conversations. They don't help anybody. They're not helping anything to have these conversations. Please. Like, what benefit does this do? And she's like asking him, and she's like, oh, like.
That doesn't sound very.
I think I like it pretty good.
That's actually wild for him to say out loud. 9,000 likes. I would say so. Shocked emoji. She's so much stronger than me. I would have been bawling. I would be sobbing. I feel like I'm intruding every time I see a clip of their podcast. Yeah, that says a lot, I think. I think all of this says a lot. Look at how it's making these women feel that are watching your podcast. Because obviously this is like mostly women that are consuming their content. I mean, I don't know if you're a guy, you want to come forward, if you're watching their stuff. But it's making these people say, I would be sobbing. I mean, who wants to watch someone be disrespected by their husband and like have these horrible things said to them? And then I think that people internalize what he says as well. And they think that about themselves. And it's like, just stop. It's just gross. They both do it. They both add to this.
I wrote the song about feeling empty inside.
The cover.
Okay. This whole music career thing has been very strange and odd. He's been like trying to promote and do like music and stuff like that. And like when he says, oh, I feel like I was mad because I have all these career goals and my career's on the wayside. He's not even like really talking about YouTube. And then in my opinion, this is conjecture, but I think he's really referring to, oh, I want to like get my music career off the ground. Okay, so he wrote this song. She's, by the way, in this video, freshly postpartum with a newborn. And he comes out with this song that he wrote. And I'm going to read you the lyrics because I will not give him the chance to copyright strike me. I wonder if I'm depressed. This can't be right. It don't make sense. I'm no doctor, but that's not like me. I put a smile on my face and play the part to hide the pain because there's a couple kids in the back seat. She says, oh, that's so sad. Like, I'd be like, what the fuck? I thought by now I'd be happier. I thought by now I'd have it all figured out. You'd think I'd feel a little better about myself because I got everything I wanted, but it's still not enough. And I think that this picture right here that we're looking at kind of sums it up. If I had to listen to this for the camera and react to this and be like, oh, I just had a baby and we have 2 kids and we have this beautiful family, and you also iced me out and refused to speak to me for 2 days after I gave birth, and you also said I cheated birth, and you also said that it's different down there, and you also said that you fantasize maybe about kissing other women, and you've shaped everything about me and I have like no independence of my own, and then you say everything I've given you is still not enough and our life is not enough for you. I understand that he's trying to make a commentary about depression, and look, I'm obviously all for especially men discussing depression and the way that that affects lives and things like that. But it's like, maybe not when she's freshly postpartum. I mean, what the are you doing? Obviously people were like, no, not the right time, not appropriate.
I'm a 200-pound man. You're a woman that's like what, 115, 120?
No, I'm more than that.
Okay.
I'm not ashamed of my weight.
How much do you weigh?
I'm like 123, a little bit more, like 123 and a half.
What's crazy is we almost eat the same amount of food,
yeah.
which doesn't make sense. I'm almost double the size of you. I'm a foot taller than you. Your calves, I'm pretty sure, are bigger than my calf muscles.
They are too.
That is something that I've been working on in the gym. I'm trying to build up my bigger calves.
Have you ever thought about point dancing?
I have not. I used to take ballet. We did ballet together in college, but I have not thought about point.
Here's why I play that, because he also says things which I feel like that's just, why are you having this conversation about, oh, we eat the same amount of food? Like, what are you trying to say? Especially once again, when she's postpartum, why say that? And then here's this one too.
Getting ready with a newborn looks like. My sweet husband got me a set from Aloe Yoga as a push present, even though I didn't really push. More like a slice present. He's so adorable. He got me a size extra small.
This is like a masterclass in what not to do postpartum. So just show this video to your husband if you need to. If you're about to have kids, for the love of God. Oh my God. He bought her a size extra small workout set as a push present. Like, I mean, I'm sorry. And once again, am I looking too far into it? Perhaps. But I feel like, number one, not appropriate. But number two, it's like, is this an aspirational thing? Because you're commenting on her body and how much she's eating. Like, why are you even noticing how much she's eating? Why are you noticing that her calf muscles are bigger than yours? If my husband says anything about how much I'm eating, I'm like, eyes are on your own plate. Stop. Shh, 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 shh. Quiet. That's what I say. Is this like an aspirational thing? Like, you want her to be back in an extra small? Like, the pressure that it's like, ew.
Go ahead and get dressed. I don't know how much longer he's gonna last, and I don't want to push my luck. Got it on. I think the quality speaks for itself, because these really should have ripped as I was pulling them on, but there's not a rip. Okay.
Everything that is between these two that I see is just downright either disrespectful, it's them imagining themselves single, or like her asking insecure questions about, well, do you want to be with somebody else? Do you wish you were with somebody else? Or I'm having an identity crisis because I'm thinking about what my life would be like without you. These horrible, awful clips. Like, it just compounds, you guys. And that's why I show you this comprehensive stuff, because it compounds.
For us, like, divorce is just not on the table. It's not an option. I think people go into marriage thinking divorce is an option. That's why they kind of work themselves towards divorce subconsciously.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's very valid reasons for divorce. There's so many different circumstances that could, like, that totally validate those people's situations. But for us, in our relationship, I think that the reason we're able to have a strong marriage, that doesn't mean that we don't have conflict, we don't have weak spots. It's because we both believe in the commitment we made to each other.
Here's the comments on that one. So yeah, this is one of those clips that may not age well. No kidding. Never say never, especially with him. Sounds like she's telling him, LOL. I'm not sure he agrees. Almost 11,000 likes. I think it should be an option. Especially for these two. I think it should definitely be an option. Does Matt know about this? Question mark. These are the types of clips that resurface when things take a horrible turn. I'm going to end it on this comment once again. I'm going to reread this. What bothers me about Matt and Abby is that they have a huge platform. They are such a toxic couple. They are not happy together. I hate imagining young couples looking up to them. And honestly, that summarizes my thoughts perfectly, because all I see are these toxic, polarizing interactions that don't set a very good precedent. They don't promote healthy relationships. They don't promote healthy dynamics in a family. They're just downright disrespectful and hurtful. The people that reinforce this by saying, oh, they're so real. This is finally a real couple who airs it out. And is this healthy and real and raw? No, it's not. And you shouldn't be having these kind of conversations with your partner. That's the truth. There's things that you just don't say, like that their relationship comes across to me as very, very unhealthy. And there are so many red flags and things where I go, you know what? Yeah, I would be very concerned about young people that watch these videos and thinking that this is normal, because it's not normal. I think it normalizes unhealthy dynamics and unhealthy relationships and toxic conversations. That's what I really believe. So yeah, they pissed me off, and I'm not the only one. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Lots more videos like this one coming very soon, so you're gonna want to subscribe. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.
Matthew James.
What?
Do you find other women attractive?
Yes.
Do you enjoy looking at other women?
If someone's attractive, I try not to look too long.
How long are you allowed to look?
2 seconds.
That's 2 seconds too long, partner.
2 seconds?